Y'all not ready. What up, my channel? Welcome back to another video. I'm Jessie E. This is Ravenclaw, and you're watching.
I've been waiting for this for so long!
My God, I know y'all are about to be so sick of all of the announcements I have going up on my channel. I just have so many projects that I really want to announce, and this one I think it just takes the cake. I am so excited to announce that I am going to be hosting a new video series titled Black Girl Magic. In this series, I am going to be doing reading vlogs featuring books that star Black girl protagonists in science fiction and in fantasy. There are finally, in 2019, there are finally enough books in the sci-fi fantasy genre that feature Black protagonists to the point where I don't have to feel like they're few and far between. Like, these books are now just coming out. Black authors have been empowered and uplifted. People are actually buying their books, and people are actually caring about the narratives that Black people want to tell and have been dying to tell for centuries for the first time in America. That is incredible. We don't just have one or two writers now. We don't just have Octavia Butler, God rest her soul. I've talked so much about how I stopped reading for a very long time because I felt so almost degraded by the fact that none of the books that I loved or were interested in had people who looked like me on the cover. For basically the last 5 years, I stopped reading once I went to college because I was just so sick of it. I was so sick of, if I wanted to enjoy a fantasy world, I had to pretend that the characters looked like me. I had to accept that I wasn't written in the story at all. And now it's changing, and I'm so proud of that. I am so proud of the publishing industry and of readers, both Black and non-Black, who are saying we want these stories to be more diverse. We're tired of seeing fantasy stories that have nothing but white girls in them and white people. Like, we're tired of that. We want more. We want to see what other narratives, other people, other cultures have to offer. And I just honestly never thought that I would see that, and I never thought that I would be in a book community where both Black and non-Black people are fighting actively for that and are wanting it. And I think a big issue with these books, when we do have our own voices books, the problem is we don't allow those books to get into the hands of own voices reviewers. So in my Black Girl Magic series, I'm not just going to be reading books with Black girls in sci-fi and fantasy, I'm also going to be critically reviewing them. I'm going to be looking at the representation, looking at how well themes of Blackness are explored or maybe not explored, how it impacts the story from the lens, the perspective of somebody who is actually Black. I don't consider myself to be a big channel, and it really has meant the world to me that so many of these books were sent to me by publishers. Publishers are now actively seeking out own voices reviewers to review own voices works. And the fact that these books are getting into my hands means so much to me. The fact that I have a shelf on my bookshelf now dedicated specifically to Black girls in sci-fi and fantasy that are on the cover loud and proud, saying we exist and are here, and these are our stories. It was so beyond what I could have possibly imagined because I was never given any hope for it growing up. Growing up, I was always told things like, just take what you can get. Be happy you have books in the first place to read. And so I was never allowed to imagine a world where I would be able to have access to these books. And I was also never empowered to write them myself. Nobody ever said things like, hey, we need more Black writers in the publishing industry. We want more Black stories. That rhetoric didn't exist when I was growing up. It didn't exist like 6 years ago. Which is why those stories didn't get written, because we felt that people wouldn't read them. We were told, we were outright told, hey, if you write a book, nobody's gonna read it because nobody cares about what Black girls are feeling and thinking or what worlds Black girls can create. Nobody gives a shit. And so to have all of those bigoted voices proven wrong to the point where we now have so many books coming out from the Black diaspora it is a dream come true. So without further delay, I'm going to show you all of the books on my physical TBR that I'm going to be reading in these Black Girl Magic reading vlogs. Let me know how often you guys want to see these vlogs. I think I'll do for sure one a month, but if you want to see them like once every couple weeks, let me know. And also let me know which of these books you want me to prioritize. So I have 11 fantastic, beautiful books here, and the first one is Queen of the Conquered by Kaysen Callender. I'm so excited. This is an Afro-Caribbean inspired fantasy, which comes out in November. This next book is also by Kaysen Mason calendar. It is Hurricane Child, and this is a middle grade fantasy that is set in the Caribbean, and I'm just so excited that I've been reading and having access to books that are set in the Caribbean. Then we have one of my most highly anticipated books of the year, Daughters of Henri. I know that I will never love another book cover the way that I love this. Also, this book is about twins who get separated at birth and find out that they're goddesses. I just mean, first of all, it gives me Twitches vibes. If you are old enough to remember Twitches, please comment down below because I need to not be alone in my love for that series. Then we have She Would Be King. I think this is like contemporary magical realism about this black girl who is living in a village in Africa, and she is ostracized because she was bitten by a snake as a kid, and she's left for dead when this viper bites her because of the town's superstitions, and when she survives, people are like,
damn, she a witch.
And normally people would kind of revere her for being powerful enough to survive a viper bite, but because she's a woman, her town basically shuns her, and this book is about how if she were a man, she would be king. And it's supposed to have a lot of magic and myth in this. I'm so mad I didn't include this in my mythical book TBR. It didn't even like occur to me, but I'm so excited for this one. Then we have War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi.
What a cover. What a freaking cover.
Y'all know that this is a sci-fi book that I am very excited about, and this one comes out in October, and I'm ready. Then we have Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. How Long Till Black Future Month by my queen, N.K. Jemisin. You're gonna see me reading a lot of N.K. Jemisin in these vlogs. Then we have The Witch Doctor Poet, which is a poetry collection that was kindly sent to me by the author. And I really miss reading poetry. It's been a while since I've read a good poetry book, so I'm really excited to dive into this one and see what I think. A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy, which this cover is a whole ass mood. This one also comes out in October of this year, by the way. And then we have The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Janata Petrus. This book comes out in September, and I'm really excited about it because it's set in Minneapolis, which is where I live. I'm going to be reading the sequel to the 5th season, which I read in February for Blackathon, and you know if you watch my Blackathon vlogs, this was like my favorite fantasy of the year. Look at how much I tabbed it. You guys, this book, this series is it's so good. And the last book on my physical TBR is Slay, which comes out in September. I don't know what rock you have been sleeping under if you don't know what Slay is about, but it is about a 17-year-old gamer girl who gets into this multi-online role player game. It's known as Slay, and it's this mecca for hundreds of black gamers. But then when a kid is killed over a dispute of something that would happen in the Slay world, Slay kind of gets called under fire and people are trying to destroy it, and it's up to her to defend this game that she loves, about her preserving her own secret identity within this world, and just it's got such a multi-layered plot, and I am so absolutely excited. Those are the books that you are going to see me read in the Black Girl Magic vlog series. You're gonna see my first vlog go up very early in September, mainly because I cannot freaking wait to get these books read. Honestly, just seeing these covers makes me feel so good about myself. It makes me feel so seen and represented, and I am so excited about this. Another reason that I am making these vlogs an ongoing thing is because the #1 criticism that we get, you know, during specific heritage months like Black History Month, you know, we shouldn't just have one month where we're celebrating blackness. That's something that we should celebrate all the time. And so I want to hold myself to that standard. I want to make sure I'm not just reading books about black folks in the month of February. And so this is also my own personal accountability of me being like, hey, these books that are written about you and for you are existing. Make sure that you're reading them. Make sure you're sharing them. Make sure you're uplifting them. And so that's part of the reason why this is going to be an ongoing series. But I also have a lot of catching up to do. I have many years of not getting to see myself in the books that I love that I need to erase and undo, and I am so excited to be doing that work, especially with you guys. Y'all have been so supportive of my channel. I just hit 4.5K subscribers today, and that means the absolute world to me, especially because I was really nervous to start BookTube in the first place, because as a lifelong reader, I've been told so much that black girls don't read, black people don't read. Even while I was like literally holding a book and reading it, you know, people would say things like, oh
my God, I didn't know black people like to read.
Thank you so much for supporting me, for supporting Black Girl Magic, for supporting these own voices black authors who are breaking out in this industry that has excluded and oppressed them for so many years. Now, if you made it this far in the video, show me by commenting Black Girl Magic. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love it if you would join my Dapper family if you haven't already. And if you would like some daily content, check me out on my Instagram, Bowties and Books, because I basically live there anyway. I'm basically paying rent to Instagram at this point. Until next time, stay sharp, and I will see you in my next video.